Hello guys, and I'm back for another vlog. This time it's Arsenal related again. I did a previous vlog regarding who I think should be Arsenal's next manager. Today I'm gonna be talking about some very interesting developments that has been happening since the weekend, whereby Brighton beat Arsenal 2-1 at the Amex Stadium, that being Arsenal's fourth away defeat in a row, or rather Arsenal's fourth defeat in a row, since Ostersund came to London, to the Emirates, and won on the night 2-1, which was followed by the League Cup final against City. We lost 3-0, and then the league match at the Emirates when we lost 3-0 again. Yeah, things have gone from bad to worse, and today I wanted to talk about some reports that have been coming out in the last 12 hours regarding the board's decision on Arsene Wenger's future. Now, I'm gonna read out, there's this Twitter account that I follow who is quite credible and reliable source. I'm gonna read out the tweets that he said. Last night they held AST held an AGM whereby Lee Dixon was a guest speaker, and he was talking a lot about Arsene Wenger and Arsenal and the current situation. And as we know, as you probably know, the AST held surveys amongst their members, and they're members of 1,000 people, which consist of 1,000 people, whereby only just below half of those took part in the survey, and the results were overwhelmingly in a vote of no confidence of Wenger's reign at Arsenal. 88% of people voted against Wenger staying beyond the season. 7% were voted in favour of Wenger seeing out his contract, or rather leaving when he saw fit, and then 5% of that have been undecided. And those results will be presented to the CEO Ivan Gazidis this weekend, I believe. I'm going to read out the tweets that I saw, which came out around 11 o'clock last night. I was waiting all day for this guy to tweet them because he said he would around 5 hours before that. So the first tweet is, right, the first tweet is, and I quote, "Arsene Wenger has lost support from the club directors, Sir Chips Keswick and Lord Harris, as well as Ivan Gazidis. Senior players have held crisis meetings and demanded a change, and younger players are refusing to sign new deals under him. He has completely lost the dressing room." That was another thing that happened over the course of the week, crisis meetings and all that sort of thing. So the second of the three tweets, Fred, as heavily reported elsewhere, Joachim Low is currently the favourite to replace Arsene Wenger after the World Cup. Put my glasses on, mine's kind of blind still. That's better. If Wenger leaves now, Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira and Tony Adams are being considered as short-term options. The club wants someone the fans will completely get behind. Well, that makes sense. It's interesting that it's only short-term, which makes sense because they are inexperienced. Well, the most experienced manager out of them is Patrick Vieira. Then I would say Tony Adams, who's managed Portsmouth before. But yeah, majority shareholder Stan Kroenke is making a decision on if Wenger will leave now or at the end of the season. Kroenke's decision rests on if he thinks Wenger can win the Europa League, but even winning it wouldn't save him. It is now 100% certain he won't see out his contract. So that is the tweet that Transfer News Twitter account put out yesterday. yesterday night regarding Wenger's future, and I just wanted to discuss that. So it's basically, in short, Wenger's future is hinging on Europa League, but it seems that even that won't save him. So it seems that his immediate future rests on the Europa League. So if we go away to AC Milan on Thursday and lose 3-0 or 3-1 or lose the tie, then it looks to be the end. But ultimately, if we lose the tie altogether, then that's bye-bye. So it seems that Wenger will still be in a job at least until the end of the season, providing his performance in the Europa League, because the club will not accept 2 years outside of European football or the Champions League. So yeah, the end is coming. But then in typical Wenger fashion, there was another article I read, reports suggesting that Wenger has told his staff that he's not going to quit. Now, I'm just going to read a bit of this article. This is from courtesy of Arsblog, who has been quoting the Times. So he says, and I quote, "According to the Times, Arsene Wenger has told his coaching staff that the only way his Arsenal tenure will end before the end of the season is if he's sacked. Despite his side's awful domestic campaign, and the fact his side have lost 5 of his last 6 matches, the Frenchman still believes he's the man to turn things around at the Emirates and wants to see out his current deal until ending in June 2019. Pressure is mounting on the Gunners board to either relieve the 60-year-old of his duties immediately, or at the very least announce a summer changing of the guard that would afford the boss a dignified exit from after his 21 years at the club. It appears that the plan to facilitate a succession has been hatched by Ivan Gazidis, with the likes of Raul Salelli and Sven Mislintat joining as head of football operations and scouting respectively. From the outside, introduction of new faces seems to have complicated matters at London Colney, with Wenger somewhat frosty to developing new relationships, having held complete control of all footballing matters for so long. Wenger currently maintains the support of majority shareholder Stan Kroenke, but that the balance of the relationship could shift depending on feedback from his son Josh, explaining why he's here for 3 weeks, or 3 months rather, who has been getting to know the club firsthand in the last couple of weeks. Whilst it's not something the Times report, it's rumoured that Kroenke Jr. could take over as chairman from Sir Chips Keswick at the end of the current campaign. Interestingly, the author of this morning's piece, Matt Hughes, does mention that Ivan Gazidis missed Sunday's trip to Brighton because he was on business. A tactical leak perhaps, given his absence, struck a bum note with supporters fed up with the board's unwillingness to put their collective heads above the parapet. So, interesting stuff there. I'm not surprised that Wenger has come out and said, he's been saying that for the after the Brighton game, that he's still adamant, he's still confident that he has the ability to steer Arsenal around, but he's just desperately clinging on. He just can't let go. It's got to the point where someone has got to take the decision out of him, and it seems that it's going to happen. Going into Thursday's game, do I have any confidence? Given the way Manchester United, AC Milan have been playing this season, I don't have any confidence at all. I don't see where we're going to get our next win. That's how bad it is. Do I see us beating Watford on the weekend? I don't see where our next goal is coming from even, Can we get an away goal at Milan? We'll be lucky enough to come out with a 0-0. I don't know. I personally, I don't feel confident that we can win the Europa League. I think Wenger is going to leave before the end of the season. I think it's. I don't see how you can get past the likes of Dortmund and Atletico Madrid, providing that they get past the AC Milan. I just don't see it. I think personally that this is it. I think Wenger will he'll be sacked. And so they can't dress it up as mutual consent, because he's already come out and said that I'm not going to walk. and that's his position. So you're gonna have to sack me if you want me out. So that's his position on it. So they can't dress it up the way they'd want to. And it's sad because it just shows that he doesn't want to do what's best for the club. And you know, and it seems like he just. I feel like after he leaves Arsenal, where does he go? You know, there's been reports that Everton want him. Interestingly enough, would Everton fans want him? I don't know. But one thing's for sure is that time has come for Wenger to leave. Change is needed. Personally, I wouldn't have minded if he does deserve a respectable send off, because we can't forget the things that he's done, but he's tarnished his legacy with the fans, and by staying for so long and not willing to reinvent himself over the years. I think I will say this: no one could have steadied the ship the way Wenger did for the first 5 years at the Emirates, and for that alone, I really respect what he's done. But the years following that, where we were expected to be a powerhouse, he hasn't been able to deliver that. And although he's not the only one to blame, the board have to take some flack for it as well, because they're very easily to overlook. But I think the board have to take some responsibility as well for not creating these changes around him sooner. Yeah, but at least they're acting now. And an end is near for Arsene Wenger. I don't think he will be here at the end of the season, and I don't think he's going to see out his contract. I think this is it. This is it. And as I've read out, you know, the time has come. So now the question is, who takes over? I've already discussed that. I already have my opinions on that. But as it stands, it's Wenger out. Well, Wenger in for now. He's literally hanging on by a fingernail. So that's it. That's it for today. I will be back again with more material. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.